You copywriting day 125. So I'll just talk quickly about what I did today. Not today, like the past few days, and then I'll show you how the email sequence performed. I put all the metrics inside of a Miro board, and yeah, I'll talk about like what I did to actually do the sequence. But yeah, so yesterday, like the past few days, I had said that like the first sales emails are going to go out. So it'll be the first opportunity for the leads to actually buy the course. And fast forward to today, none of them have actually bought the course. And I think it's a blatantly obvious reason to me anyway. And I think it's just the demographic. So basically, it's a poor country. I don't know why I can never say poor properly, but yeah, so basically, they don't have a lot of money, and it's an $88 course, which is a lot of money to them, and there's no clear outcome. So like, it's not the kind of course you can say sell to someone and it'll be like, okay, you're gonna make like 5 grand this month, guaranteed, or you're gonna lose £10 in a few weeks or some shit like that. So it's not a guaranteed outcome. It's something you feel you can actually like hold it or like achieve it or like you can actually. It's not like a clear outcome basically. So yeah, no sales, and it's basically down to that. I'm pretty sure. So let me think. Oh yeah, let me just get into the sales page now. Oh, not the sales page. The fucking wait, is that the desktop? It is. Yeah. So let me get into email sequence. Okay, make it smaller. So I did a nurture sequence into a wait list, and then we launched it from there. So basically, what it means is we opted them into the list, nurtured them, got them to reply to our emails, and any people who replied to the email, they got put into a wait list, and then inside that wait list, they got sold basically. They got the course. So yeah, I'll just talk about this now. So lead magnet, uh, so the way it worked is lead magnet email, 2 days later, a case study email, 2 days later, a value email, case study, value email, case study, value email. And the first point where they could actually reply to these emails was on a value email one. So basically, there was 5 emails. This was probably overkill, but there's 5 emails where they had the opportunity to reply, and they were getting reminded that they can reply to the email and get put onto the wait list. So I'll just talk about like each specific thing. So the lead magnet, it has the highest open rate, and that's because the lead opts into the wait list and then they expect to receive an email. So they're just going to wait a few minutes and actually opt into or like open the email and then download whatever resource you give to them. And the reason why this is only 57%, you're probably thinking like it should be higher, like 80 or 90. And the reason why it's so low is because Beehive, whenever they opt into the list and you're getting that many leads, it'll throttle the amount of emails you can send. So like, for example, someone will opt into the waitlist and it'll take them like 2 hours to receive the welcome email. So yeah, they won't open it, or the likelihood of them opening it won't be as high. So yeah, that's a bit shit, but that's why it's so low. And then yeah, lead magnet. It's basically just an email saying you're welcome to my inbox, or thanks for letting me into your inbox. Here's the ebook or lead magnet or whatever the fuck you're giving them, and yeah, that's it. Then the next one, case study email that comes 2 days later. It's just like a client story. So like it'll be like this is some guy called Paul and he like used to be shy and now he's not shy anymore, or some stupid shit like that. And yeah, that's basically a case study. So it's where you take a client testimonial, put it into an email, and make it relatable to the audience. A value email. So this was sent 2 days later, and this is the first email where they had a call to action. And basically, in all of these emails, in like these 5 emails here, the call to action was just reply a keyword, and it was really subtle. So like some of this first email, I'm pretty sure, like it wasn't even in the actual email. It was at the bottom inside of like a PS. It was like PS. If you reply a keyword to this, you'll get put onto a wait list for something new that I'm working on. And I kept it vague. In all of these emails, I kept it vague. I didn't actually explain what it was. I just said I'm working on something new. Towards the end here, I might have went into a bit more detail, but all of these people they didn't know I was selling the course. The only point where they found out it was a course is in here in the launch sequence. So yeah, basically, I'll tell you what a value email is now. It's basically just tips. It's like if you're trying to help someone lose weight, you'll just give them like daily exercise or some stupid shit that'll help. Just useful information. That's what those value emails are for. And then we just repeat the process every 2 days. We give them a case study email, a value email, case study email, value email, and after that, like, see if they haven't replied after 5 emails, you can just revert back. So like you can keep this flow going. You can do case study email, value email over and over again for like months, but that's just to keep your email list alive. You don't actually have to like sell them anything. It's obviously kind of time consuming. Like you see toward here, these ones are spaced 4 days apart because having to write a value email and a case study email every 2 days is just fucking annoying. So, so you want to space them out, but you want to keep the list alive. So in the future, like right now, I can just keep making these, keep just doing case study value email over and over again, and then eventually the next time I want to sell something, I can just put it in, like insert it into a value email the same way. You know what I mean? So I can just add a call to action to this sequence. But anyway, yeah, that's enough of that. So basically, I'll just, yeah, that's the nurture sequence, and then we go to the launch sequence. So if you reply, so that basically whenever they reply, they have to. I use Zapier. So basically, Zapier can connect to your Beehive account and add them to an automation if they reply keyword. That's how I did that. And then what happens whenever they replied an email or replied, uh, they'd basically get a confirmation email like 4 hours later saying, "Yo, you're in the waitlist," and just keep an eye on your inbox because it's something I'm gonna give more details on what's actually the purpose of this waitlist and stuff like that. So from there, we go to an explanation email. So basically, it just tells them what the fuck the waitlist is about. Tells them that there's a course she's working on that's coming out in like a few days, and that she'll remind them the day before the course comes out. So that's what the pre-launch reminder is. So 24 hours before the launch, they get a reminder email saying, "Yo, tomorrow it's coming. Be ready. Keep an eye on your inbox." And just yeah, that's it. And then launch email. This one actually gave them details about the course. This is the first email I actually gave them like in-depth details about the course. And then the launch email was just like it was a pretty short launch email to be honest. I kept them both short because in the whole build up of these, like in this email and in like these emails, whenever I was saying that I'm working on something, I would hint at it. Like I'd be like, I'm working on something new that will fix all of these problems in the video. So like all or in the email. So all of these long emails have already like talked about like a specific problem, and then they have all been linked. So like basically, the lead knows that they're going into the waitlist to solve a specific problem. You know what I mean? So they get in here, get the pre-launch reminder, get the launch email, and yeah, then that's their first opportunity to actually buy the course. They get the link to the sales page, and then 24 hours later, they get a post-launch reminder, and then 24 hours after that, they get a final reminder. And a problem with this, so like I'll just actually go through all the metrics now. So 58% open rate for the first email, that's expected. It should have been higher because it's Beehive. 35%, it's not bad. I'll quickly explain this based on what ChatGPT told me. ChatGPT said anything below 20%, so like between 10 and 20% is shit. Anything 20 to 30% is average. Anything above 30% is above average. And anything above 40% is like excellent. So we have 35% for this one, 32% for this one, 35, 30. Towards the end, I get better at like writing them. I can like I was just iterating on subject lines. Like the subject line was probably the most important thing, and this email here had the best subject line, and it only had 2 words, which is pretty crazy. I'll show like obviously I'm not going to show these emails like the actual like all of the emails are here, but I'm not going to show them straight away. Like I'll show them later on whenever like if I stop working with her, or maybe just further down the line whenever I've been working with her for a good while. But yeah, so 42% open rate and 37%. So as you can see here, like you see the way there's only 350 and 270 recipients. Basically, there's 800 people in the whole list, and what this means is that 500 of those people still haven't even gone through the full like welcome sequence. So more leads will trickle into the launch sequence, and I think like my client might be like acting too fast. Because it's the same thing with like I don't know if you have ever done Shopify, but like you see if you act too fast off the information. So like one day your like cost per click will be like 1.5 or 2, and you'll have gotten like a few add to carts. But and then people will say like because you haven't got any purchases, you'll have to just cancel the ad. But if you let it run for a few days, it might actually get you more purchases and turn out profitable. Why am I profitable? Yeah. And I think that's the case here. I think my client is like over analyzing the metrics. And because she hasn't got a sale within the first few days, she's already saying like, oh, do you want to, we might have to just stop the waitlist sequence and like just actually promote it on YouTube. And yeah, that's basically that. So these waitlist emails obviously had way higher open rates because it's full of the highest intent people in the lead list. So 74%, 68%, 47%, 57, 58, and 47. But all that matters for these three emails here is just the click-through rate because these are the emails that actually have the sales link. So 60% click-through rate, I don't know, it's probably not the best, I'm not sure. But like basically if you can add up all of these, and there's a few emails, there's like bullshit that you won't understand and it's complicated to explain. But basically, there's an extra 10 to 15 people who have clicked the link from a different source, but it's basically the same emails as these. I fucked up the sequence a bit, and I had the list like separated into two different columns, but I'm not even going to explain it. Basically, there's 50, so in total, 40 people have visited the sales page, and none of them have bought. So if someone was to buy today or tomorrow, it would be a 2.5 conversion rate if they bought, which they probably won't because the course is too expensive. You can't charge crazy money for a course that especially if it doesn't even see like it'd be different if it was like a make money online course where like you charge them $88 and they're guaranteed going to make more money, so it's like a return on investment. This thing is where like you're paying $88 and you're definitely not going to make any money back, and you might feel better about yourself, so it's kind of hard to sell. But yeah, and another thing that fucked up these metrics, you see the way this one, so like it was 68% and then it dropped to 47%. If you remember my previous videos, I had said that uh, I had like changed the date of the like this third email to be like 4 or 5 days later than this one because the course wasn't even made yet. So I had to like technically all of these like right now it's perfect. Like the sequence is finished because the course is released. So all of these are like 2 days apart, 1 day apart, 1 day apart, 1 day apart, and then 1 day apart. But because the course wasn't out, it was like this one was like you'd get the confirmation email, then like 4 days later you'd get an explanation email, 4 days later you get a pre-launch email. Because I was trying to space it out in order to like so that she had more time to make the course, which is a bit fucked up because like I'd say like 20 to 30 people went through like that. And like if you look at this again, you see the way it's only 23 recipients on this. So 23 people have completed the full waitlist out of 80. So like I think she's acting too fast and she's probably overcomplicating it. But anyway, yeah. Is that all of it? Like so that's the full sequence and that's basically what happened. So we have 800 people went into the nurture sequence, 11 or 10, 12, 11 or 12% replied to the email. And then out of these people, none of them bought the course yet. But the thing about both of these is not all of the people who are in this list have finished both sequences. So like we don't actually have metrics yet. So I'll make another video later on, like updating you on the metrics. I'm gonna have to tell the client to like just chill and not like act too fast because I think she might be like it has been a few days post launch and there's still no sales. Like it's like 2 days or 3 days post launch. So like it's kind of understandable whenever she's looking at the metrics, but yeah, but that's to be expected because realistically she's charging probably too much for a course that they can't afford. But anyway, yeah, I'll put this back up full screen. Um, yeah, so this is my like first actual email sequence, and whenever you look at it, like I'm doing all of this, which is probably a shit ton of, I don't know how many hours I put into this. Like I've put a lot of hours in, and whenever I think about it, I get fucking nothing from this. So I'm basically working for free because even if we sell a course, I get $8 per course that gets sold. So it's not really worth it. You know what I mean? So like I don't really know what the play with it is with this client. Like I'll probably just stick around, see what the future is like if I can launch a product for her or like just do something new for her. Because like this approach where we're launching a course that doesn't actually make any money is just not fucking feasible at all. Like I can't be just working for a month and not making any money. So yeah, I'm gonna have to figure something out. And the guy that I made the sales page for, I'm gonna email him today. He's not like, so basically this guy posts every like 2 days on YouTube or 3 days, and what I noticed is hasn't posted in a week. So whenever I see him start posting content again, that's whenever I'll email him again to remind him about the sales page. Because if he's not posting content, which he always does, that means he's taking a break from work and he doesn't want to be annoyed. So I'm just going to keep looking at his YouTube channel. Next time he posts, I'm going to send him a reminder email, and hopefully we can get a sale, like actually sell the sales page to this guy and make our first bit of money. Because looking at this from this client, maybe I might make like fucking $50 max, like within the next 2 or 3 weeks if I'm lucky. Because fuck, I don't know. So yeah, it's not looking like optimistic, but like I don't really care. I'm gonna start out like keep outreaching, get more clients, and just fucking figure this shit out. So yeah, that's it. And hopefully he's found this useful. If he's want, you can join the Telegram and you can ask me questions and shit, and I'll answer them. And yeah, that's it. See you.